Hi, I'm Rapoport, and thanks for watching my first topless episode in over a year. Convertible press cars are usually given to one of my female colleagues, and high-powered German insanity usually falls to me. The all-new 2012 BMW M6 Convertible is both. So I'd like to thank my boss for breaking the tie in my favor, because street cars don't get much more insane than this one. One of my female colleagues recently reviewed the 650 Ci convertible this car is based on, so I don't need to talk about things like the vastly improved styling, or the nifty convertible top, or even the surprisingly good trunk space, because this episode is brought to you by the letter M. In the past year, I've driven a 550 horsepower AMG Mercedes and a 557 horsepower supercharged Cadillac CTS-V, but this car makes both of them feel vague and distant thanks to its much higher revving power band. It makes its peak power at 7,000 RPM and redlines just 200 RPM later against the 63 AMG Mercedes, which makes its power band below 6,000 RPM. I've said in the past that nobody does high-revving turbo engines like BMW, so if you're a guy like me who likes raw, high-revving, naturally aspirated power plants, this is a turbo car you'll be able to enjoy. So I want you to listen to this transmission. The MDCT is my favorite out of all of those new dual-clutch automated manual transmissions for a couple of reasons. First, the shift pattern. Unlike Volkswagen and Audi's transmissions, BMW's is oriented correctly. So you push on the stick for a downshift as you're braking down from, 100 miles an hour, which you'll be doing very often. Another nice thing about it is that unlike the VW and Porsche units, it doesn't make a mockery out of manual control. No matter what gear you've selected, the car will not override your choices. And the biggest thing for me is that you can select second gear from a dead stop. Neither of the other transmissions will let you do that, and even sporty automatics like the one on the Lexus ISF will downshift to first if you drop below a certain engine speed. This car doesn't do that. It leaves all the control of the car's gear choice in the driver's hands, and that's just stupendous. If you turn the traction control off in this car and hit the gas in anything but a straight line, you will get all kinds of fun stuff. Easily controllable oversteer, as well as a wicked tire chirp between first and second gear. The M6 will do 0 to 60 in 4.0 seconds with launch control engaged, on to the quarter mile in 12.5, which is amazing considering this thing weighs 4,500 pounds, as much as an Acura MDX sport utility. But the most dangerous part about it isn't how fast it is, it's how much it disguises that speed. Every time I think to myself, all right, I have had my fun, I'm gonna back off and drive like a normal person, then I dial it back to 85. With a car like this, I would lose my license in a week, and I'm actually surprised I haven't lost it already. I hate to sound like some kind of BMW homer, but they really have done it again. From vintage M5s to the current offerings, I've never driven an M car that wasn't a complete blast. Now, I know that there are plenty of enthusiasts out there, and I'm one of them, who are disappointed that BMW have moved away from the traditional high-revving, naturally aspirated engines, especially for the M cars. But trust me, if this is the future, it is not so bad. Just like the current M3 that I love so much, this is a luxury car with the manic, raw power delivery of a race car. And I completely prefer that approach to the muscle car on steroids one currently favored by most premium brands. So what will all this insanity cost you? The M6 starts at what I consider to be a not unreasonable price of $113,000. The fancy chocolate leather is another $5 grand, and so is the executive package, which includes things like a heads-up display, active seats, and those soft closed doors. I could personally forego all of that and save the 10 grand. The only other option on our car is something I consider essential. The driver assistance package includes what has to be the most comprehensive and technologically advanced backup camera system on the market today. So it's usually tempting to complain about BMW options and their pricing, but in this case, neither is outrageous. You will get hit with a gas guzzler tax. The EPA ratings for this car are 14 in the city and 20 on the highway, and my average was right around 17. I'm Ross Rapoport. Thanks for watching me today. Please comment on this video, subscribe to our channel, and find me on Facebook. I'd love to hear from you. See you next time. All right, go ahead.